Awesome. Hi, everyone. I have not been live in so long, and it feels so good to be back. I'm Danielle Platt, and this is Looking Good. Yeah. Looking Good. Yeah. Is you are looking good, you as you are. This podcast, this show has always been about creatives who do it all despite it all. Your inner you, it matters. I want you guys to be the best you can possibly be, which is why I'm so excited to be sitting here with the amazing David Badansky. I'm going to let you share your magic. I'm just going to say that David Badansky is about to share his book, Break the Chains of Dieting. Woo! And it is amazing. I am so excited to have met you this past weekend, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us about your book that launched today on Amazon. Yay!
Thank you, Danielle. My name is David Badansky. I'm known as the overweight person's best friend because I help people lose weight without going on a diet, without exercising, and without having to count calories. Because I had my own weight loss journey. Back in July of 2016, my doctor told me to find a new doctor because I had a 95% chance for a heart attack. And he did not want me dying on his watch. So he didn't think I would lose the weight. During the next 4 months, I shed 50 pounds, 25% of my total body weight. I've kept it off. So I've written a couple books. The first book was Discover Your Thinner Self. The second book is If Not Now, When? Reduce Weight, Create a Healthy Lifestyle in 90 Days. And then I decided to Break the Chains of Diet because there's nothing else like it out there. What I've learned in doing research as a former divorce attorney is that the diet industry is basically designed to take your money. Diets are designed to fail. And so if you didn't lose weight on the last diet or you didn't keep it off, it's not your fault. The diet is to blame. So I've approached it from a lifestyle as opposed to dieting. Because diets, let's face it, they're temporary, hard to stick with, extreme, and sometimes potentially harmful to your body.
Absolutely.
So the book discusses 9 fundamental must-have principles for healthy eating and weight loss. However, you only need the first 2 to see significant improvement in your overall health. You'll have more energy, you'll feel better, you'll probably look better, and again, you'll improve your overall health. And that was the whole purpose of writing the book. This book is a little different than other books. I have stories in there. However, they're not success stories of other people. They're stories with life lessons. And I've applied those life lessons to eating healthy and reducing weight. And those stories can also be used for other aspects of your life.
This is fascinating as somebody who's always thinking about my inner self, my mindset, like how do we kind of keep it all in check, right? Because you have to keep your mental focus as well as your body strong. That's how you live your best life. Can you share what are these 2 principles, like some insight as to what should I do just to get started?
Sure. The first thing is to drink more pure water. And the reason I say that is 75% of the US adult population is chronically dehydrated. And there's a direct correlation to people being overweight because 72% of the US adult population is overweight, of which 42% are clinically obese. Our bodies are 60 to 70% water, not soda, not diet soda, orange juice, or fruit juices or fruit beverages. And our bodies are 60 to 70% water. So why not drink more water? The other thing is, a lot of times when people are hungry, they're not really hungry, they're thirsty. So they eat instead of drinking water. So that will help quite a bit. And then always people ask, well, how much water should I drink? Minimum you should drink is 64 ounces a day. However, as a rule of thumb, 1/2 of your total body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, you should drink at least 100 ounces of water. Of course, if you're outside and it's hot or you're doing a lot of physical activity, you need to drink more water to rehydrate.
Okay. And you said there's 2. So one is water. What's the other one that people do today?
The other one is to avoid processed and manufactured foods.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because that's where most of the toxins lie in. That's where most of the unhealthy stuff is. And when it's a manufactured product, it doesn't occur in nature. And there's a commercial from the 1970s on margarine. It says it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. So there's consequences when you eat these manufactured foods. They're not worried about your health. They're worried about their profit and bottom line.
That
So
is,
if you just do those two things, you'll see
Mhm.
significant improvement.
I changed my diet. I mean, we're going back about 50 years ago. I went to a cooking school, and you would think I kind of knew how to cook, but my idea of making chicken, which I thought was healthy, was I take the chicken, I wash it, right? Put it in my pan, and I took whatever sauce I have and I just poured it on top. And then I would just take like a bag of vegetables, and that would be dinner. So here I have poured sauce on top of chicken and a bag of vegetables from the freezer, and I'd call that healthy. And then I finally went to cooking school, and I learned that if you use I learned that I was pretty much eating salt, sugar, and oil, and that's all I was feeding my body. Cooking school taught me how to use fresh ingredients. I will every now and again, I have 2 kids, so I still use sauces, but I've eradicated that from my diet. And once I learned, like, I used to just eat like a lean cuisine for dinner. I was never full. I was always heavy. I wouldn't say heavy. I completely obliterated all of that from my diet. Now just olive oil, salt, pepper, fresh vegetables. It will change your life completely. So you absolutely need these like fresh, wholesome foods. You also shared something that I've been telling people about. Can you tell me what's the magic about an apple? You share this incredible fact, and I've been telling it to people. So can you share about the magic of why people need to eat apples?
Sure. Number one, apples have the most phytonutrients in any fruit. There's thousands of microphytonutrients. And number two, a medium-sized apple has between 90 and 100 calories. However, it takes your body about 25 calories to digest it. So your net calories is really 75, as opposed to a Hershey bar, which is about 125 calories, has no nutritional value, and takes your body 0 to digest and process it.
Oh my gosh, so keep eating more apples.
But then not only that, they help you keep full.
Oh, they're the best.
And make sure you eat the skin after you wash it. Organic apples are the best. If you can get organic, if not, regular apples good. Just remember they treat it with a lot of pesticides and other chemicals.
Okay. Okay, definitely right. Because of the peel. You want to make sure it's organic.
Yeah. And then the other thing I would like to tell the audience is you may not realize our food, and I don't even call food, I call it edible products, scientifically engineered to optimize your craving for fat, salt, sugar, and texture. So when they say bet you can't eat just one potato chip, it's not a dare, it's a fact. It's known as bliss point. And Howard Moskowitz is credited with creating the term bliss point because he worked for the food industry for over 30 years. And he's responsible for creating the different Prego spaghetti sauces, the different varieties of Dr. Pepper, Campbell soups, and others. And he brags that he was able to optimize people's cravings for it so they could increase sales, regardless of how it affects your health.
Oh, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad.
Yeah, did you know an
Yeah.
Oreo cookie is more addicting than cocaine?
Oh my gosh. My kids beg, Mommy, can I have cookies? And I have an apple first, have an apple first. What do you wish you knew if you could go back in time? What do you wish you could tell your younger self? Like if you're in high school or college, what do you wish you knew?
Well, for the most part, I was always fit and trim. And when I was in high school and college, I can go through a pound bag of M&Ms in one night and a half gallon of Breyer's mint chocolate chip ice cream and not gain weight. I was running 6 miles a day. I was working out. I was burning it off, not realizing, what I was doing to my body. However, life gets in the way. And before I realized it, with family obligations and work responsibilities, stopped exercising, started eating fast food, McDonald's drive-through, ordering pizzas, picking up, food to go. The weight crept up on me. And before I realized I was over 225 pounds. And that's when the doctor said, hey, dude, you got to do something.
Mm.
So I took it seriously. And I changed my diets, and I went back and started rereading the books I had from the 1970s with Paul and Patricia Bragg, Jack LaLanne, Richard Simmons, William Duffy wrote Sugar Blues. And then I started reading books today and realized that a lot of the books today have inaccurate or misleading information because a lot of the authors are medical doctors and they're promoting their own products and services, where back in the 70s, they were talking just about basics, drink more water, eat, fresh fruits and vegetables, organic if possible. Uh, so they've known about this since the 1980s, and yet the population keeps getting heavier and heavier. Uh, what's interesting is 2 years ago, the weight loss industry was $61 billion each year. And this year was 71 billion each year. So if diets worked, why are people going on diets over and over again? Here's another interesting fact. The average person will attempt 126 diets during their lifetime.
Really? Do you think
Yep.
it's COVID related? People are home, they're eating differently. I know we've what time is breakfast, lunch, dinner? Because we're home so much. Do you think that kind of created this impact for this increase of dieting and now people are going back to the world?
No, I mean, people gain weight because of COVID. However, people have been going on diets every year. At any one point, there's 145 million Americans on a diet. 45 million Americans will start a new diet each year. The problem is they go on a diet. Again, it's temporary. It's extreme, hard to stick with. Most people make their New Year's resolution to lose weight. Then they go to the gym and they work out for 2 or 3 weeks and they don't see results and they get upset. 100% of weight loss, what you put in your mouth. Exercise is great for overall health and fitness. It's for losing weight. The biggest example of that is The Biggest Loser. 66% of the contestants regained all their weight, some even more.
Really?
So it's not realistic. The other thing is with exercising, people always overestimate how many calories they burn and underestimate how many calories they're consuming because they're hungry. And here's an example. I have a client that for 3 weeks was doing everything right. The scale wasn't moving and he was getting frustrated. So I asked him, I said, are you exercising? He says, yeah, I'm walking 5 miles a day. I'm riding my bike. I'm doing this. I said, are your clothes fitting? He says, oh, they're loose. In fact, people are asking if I'm losing weight. And I tell him, no, because the scale's not moving. Well, the scale's not a good indicator. What he's doing, he's replacing muscle in place of fat. And muscle and fat weigh the same. 5 pounds of fat is the same as 5 pounds of muscle.
5
However,
pounds is
muscle
5
takes up a
pounds.
lot less space, right?
Right.
So the scale didn't move. His clothes were a better indicator. And that's what I tell people. Be patient. You see the national brands advertise lose 16, 20, 30 pounds guaranteed in a month. What they don't tell you is it's not sustainable and they regain it. The other thing is it's not realistic. So think of it this way. If you want to weigh 24 to 48 pounds lighter by this time next year, if you just lost 2, 3, 4 pounds a month, I think everyone could agree they could lose 2, 3, 4 pounds a month, not a week, a month. And you do that on an average consistently for 12 months. A year later, you're 24 to 48 pounds lighter.
And at that point, you've learned through the principles that you've been teaching how to have an overall more holistic, healthier lifestyle. And your goal would be that people can live longer and live in this. It's not just a diet. They're not going to go back to their old life the day it's over.
Right.
They now have a new way of living.
New way of living, new lifestyle, new choices, new way of relating to food, change their relationship with food. Most people fail to look at food as fuel for your body. Our bodies are incredible machines, yet we put all this garbage in. Most people take better care of their automobiles with oil changes and maintenance than they do their own bodies. And most people feed their pets better than they feed themselves. So again, if you don't love yourself enough to take care of it, what are you doing? And Dr. Bob Martin has a famous saying he likes to share. When you wear out your body, where else are you going to live? And it's not so much about living longer, it's the quality also. next year, I'll be 67 and I'm planning to hike Kilimanjaro next June.
All right. Who wants to see him at the top?
Yeah. So, that's
Yeah.
exciting. And I have, high school classmates, and they're looking at me and they're like, wow, I need an attitude. I'm preparing to die. It's preparing to. So it's a mindset. That's what the book talks about. It goes into adjusting your mindset, your attitude. Think of a diet as a sprint. It's temporary in that it has a goal, finish line. And when you reach, you stop, you're done. What happens? You revert back to your old eating habits. However, if you change your lifestyle and your eating habits, then it's like a marathon. Except with this marathon, there's no finish line. You just keep going like the Energizer Bunny Rabbit.
Why now? Why is this all of a sudden? How long ago did the doctor tell you need to lose weight? And like, why today? Why are you launching this book today?
Well, again, it was 2016, so it was 5 years ago.
Okay.
In July. And I wrote the first book, Discover Your Thinner Self. And then it was good. And I wrote a second one, If Not Now, When? And that was better. And then I have an idea to share stories with the life lessons. So, for example, Darren Hardy is a big influence on my life, from Darren Daly.
Oh, from the compound effect, Darren. I was just
Exactly.
listening to that, right? Little habits every day, how they
Done consistently over time.
Consistently over time will shift your life. That's my Audible book of the week. Okay.
So Darren's had a big influence on my life, and I acknowledge him in the book for that. And he talks about cheeseburgers, wine, and wedding, and what they have in common. So let's say you're at a barbecue and the host is making the special hamburger with the best, Kobe beef and specially baked buns and your favorite cheese and condiments. And he offers you one, and you shouldn't eat it. What do? Well, you're going to say, no, thank you, because you're a vegetarian. It's not that you can't or won't eat the cheeseburger. You just don't. You have rules. Same thing with wine. You're at the same barbecue and the host says, here's your favorite wine. Would you like a glass? You decline because as a female, you're also pregnant and you shouldn't drink alcohol. So it's not that you can't or you won't. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you're at a wedding and they have this incredible cake, world-renowned baker makes it, and everybody's oohing and ahhing, and you would really love it, except you're allergic to nuts, and the cake has nuts in it. So again, it's not that you can't or you won't, you don't. So you set rules for yourself. And if you stick to your rules for the most part, you'll do fine. Now, another part of the book talks about being the pilot on an airplane and being the pilot of your own weight loss journey. If you're going from Los Angeles to New York and you're off 1 degree, you'll be 150 miles off course. However, most planes are on autopilot and they're adjusting 90% of the time. So what I tell people is adjust your weight loss journey like you're on autopilot. You're always correcting. It's not that you have to be perfect. No one is perfect. And I'm not a purist and I don't pretend to be. I still indulge every once in a while and enjoy my slice of chocolate cake or pecan pie or pumpkin pie. However, I just have a sliver and a small portion and eat slower than before when I'd eat the whole slice and sometimes two. So there's little things you can do to change your whole perception of food.
Absolutely. And I think what you're trying to say is live life, but live it as healthy as you possibly can so you can enjoy a bite of chocolate cake.
Right. Exactly.
Breaking, but you want to break the chain. You want to break people's bad habits.
Exactly. It takes 66 days to create a new habit. They've done research on it in England. And most people think, oh, it's only 21 or 30 days. No, on average, it's 66 days. And bad habits are hard to break. Good habits are hard to keep. And the example is, I love M&Ms. I haven't touched them since July of 2016, or Hershey bar, or Snickers, or Pringles potato chips, my downfall. I used to go through an entire canister and still crave more. So I learned they were addicting. So I look at it as I'm a foodaholic. Like people are alcoholics. An alcoholic should not have one drink because they're not able to stop. I know if I start eating an M&M or Pringles, I won't stop. So I just don't start. It's a choice. The way I look at it is I'm not sacrificing, I'm not foregoing, I'm not doing any of that. I'm making a healthy decision. So it's a positive spin instead of a negative spin.
I got it. So people, this way people can live their best lives. And it's true. Get that stuff out of my house. Once I start, forget it. I am toast. The one thing that I have found is keep the healthy stuff in the house at all times. Like earlier today, you know, we still have a huge mountain of Halloween chocolate piled up over there, but there's quinoa and rice. Just keep the healthy stuff within reach. So, and load up on the healthy stuff as much as possible. So you don't even have that craving. And the healthy stuff's really good. All right, so just kind of
Yeah, your taste buds will change also.
Oh
So.
yeah, and I don't even, I took sweetener out of, I don't know what your theory is on like sweetener. I stopped with Equal and Splenda. I just took all of that out because what I found is the minute I go into a Splenda or Equal, I start thinking about chocolate and ice cream. So I just wiped out sweet. And now when I eat something sweet, I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. I can't handle this. So it really is, you can really trick your palate and your brain and reach yourself.
Well, the Equal and the, you know, NutraSweet and all that, that's artificial stuff. That's all chemicals. And even though it's supposed to be 0 calories, like a diet soda, the 0 calories, people are like, well, how does that cause weight gain? Well, it has aspartame. And aspartame has 92 known side effects, of which one is weight gain. And we're like, how does that happen with 0 calories? Well, number one, the aspartame increases your cravings for sweetness. So now you're craving sweets. Number two, it inhibits your body from absorbing vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. So now your body's going into what they call starvation mode. So now it wants more fuel, food, so that it can sustain itself. It goes into survival. So if you give up that stuff, you'll be much better. Just drink water. Pure water is really
water. Water, seltzer, just drink water. All right. Well, I can talk to you about health food and fitness and living your best life. I could truly talk to you about that all day. But I'm just going to let you share. Your book came out today. Where should people find it? How should they use it? Any last minute parting tips? What would you like people to do next?
They can get it at Amazon for 99 cents on Kindle today and tomorrow. They can go to Barnes & Noble and get it online too. Some people don't want to support Amazon, so Barnes & Noble has it.
Okay, great.
They can also go to their library and request the library order a copy. The libraries will order a copy for them. Not to keep, but you know, they have it. So that's one way to get it for free. Go to your independent bookstore. The store can order it for you. So it's available and they can get it. The best thing is you may not have to lose weight. There's a lot of people who don't need to. Some people actually need to gain weight. And just because you're thin doesn't mean you're healthy. So be careful of judging people. However, if you know somebody that could, you know, benefit from improving their eating habits and improve their overall health, you know, share it with them. Give it to them as a gift, or, you know, mention that you saw me and you thought they may be interested in learning about it. Again, it's entertaining. Jack Canfield has endorsed and recommended it. Dr. David Friedman, you know, international award-winning author of Food Sanity, wrote the foreword to it. So I'm honored that he did that. There's other people that, you know, celebrities that have written blurbs for it and testimonials. And the main thing is, what I wish for everybody is that they have, you know, overall good health.
I love what Jack Canfield wrote. I was just pulling it up, but it flew out of my phone. I'll just.
I could read it.
Yeah. So read what Jack Canfield wrote, and everybody should get it. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, but most of all, to live your best life. What did Jack Canfield share?
He wrote, with so much misunderstanding and disagreement on diets and weight loss, David Badansky offers an achievable, realistic, and simple approach for healthy and permanent weight loss that anyone can do.
All right. Awesome. I love it. Drink water, eat apples, fresh food.
Well,
of
Be
the
careful about
bad
saying you eat
cycle.
apples. Not everybody likes apples, so. there's-
Organic apples with the peel. Not
Yeah, pears are
I
good.
like
Blueberries.
apples. How do you like them apples?
How do you like them apples? Yeah. And not apple pie either.
No, apple pie is, that's the same concept of Splenda. It starts off as sugar, but once you put it through the whole process, it's not a sugar anymore. It's a process. That's apple pie. It's a,
Yeah,
but no longer an apple.
and be patient with your weight loss goals. And if you indulge a little bit too much, don't beat yourself up. Just keep moving forward. It's not a race to lose the weight. It's changing your eating habits and lifestyle.
1000%. Thank you so much, David. Well, I'm Danielle Platt. This is Looking Good. Yeah. You are looking good. You as you are. You can grab my book, which is ironically called Looking Good, which is everything you're trying to achieve. So my book, Looking Good, which is the 10 Commandments to be a sales rock star and a fashion startup playbook. You can grab that on Amazon if anybody out there is interested in, dabbling with the business of fashion. You can also grab the class that goes with it. That is on Udemy. I'm here, like David, for everybody to be their best selves and to shine. Take your art, your heart, your message to the world. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. It is not easy to write a book and share your message with the world, but you are doing it to really make an impact because it helped you.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Appreciate being a guest.